very beautiful day in the capital city. We are filming live. I have missed you guys a little bit, and I hope that today I will not be dragged in advance. Well, I'm trying to get out of the mood of the things going on in the country, but let's look at the stories, shall we? Well, there is a situation going on with the presidency slamming Turaki, the PDP chairman, saying that he's calling for foreign invasion is treasonable. Now, in a video that was released by the PDP chairman, where he was calling on not just the United States, but also other nations of the world to come to the aid of Nigeria and save it or save her from most of the security challenges that we face in the nation today. Well, Bayo Onanuga felt it wise to respond on behalf of the presidency to say that that is a treasonable action. I have Mr. Philip in the house today. I also have Malam Okafo. Everybody is in a very serious mood today.
Yeah, so we are mourning our Brigadier General.
Well, beyond that, I have more than that to grieve right now. My heart is with the 25 schoolgirls.
Yes,
can only...
They are still living.
I can only but imagine the horrors that they are going through. Some that we could argue even worse than death itself. And, you know, it's very hard to pull yourself out of that and even deal with political issues and statements like this. But again, we must continue to look at all sides of the nation as it stands. Your take on the Philip, I want to start with you. What in your own understanding, what is the definition legally by the Nigerian Constitution of a treasonable act?
Thank you very much. You know, I'm glad you said, in my understanding, what is treasonable offense. A treason is an act committed against the nation. You know, when a citizen involved with external forces to commit an act of, you know, disintegrating the nation or invading the nation, that is what will amount to a treason. Not what we have. We're not calling on, you know, developed democracy to come and help save our democracy that is in the verge of dying. I don't think this action of, you know, Turaki, the newly elected PDP national chairman, amount to, you know, treason. And he has reason to do what he did, because after the Ibadan convention over the weekend, he was coming to his office for the first time. And here we have police aiding a faction, giving the faction upper hand. What does that mean? That is, and what is a democracy without opposition party, without opposition? So I don't think, you know, the action of Turaki will amount to a treasonable offense, by my understanding.
Okay, let's take your take.
It's very, very simple. You know, the call there was he said, I want to call on President Trump that what is at stake is not only Christian genocide, but he should come and save democracy in Nigeria, because the democracy is under threat. Or calling on all other developed nations, all advanced democracies. You know, when I'm even thinking of advanced democracies, I'm going to think of not only United States, but as it is today, I'm going to think of India. That has close to 1 billion registered voters, and the result of the election was available before 24 hours. I'm going to think of India because they went to a place called Punjab. Inside, they had to do a polling unit at that place simply because of a single voter inside forest. Yet, the election result was available in less than 24 hours. Maybe, you know, Turaki is calling on all people. Let's talk about Ghana. What happened in Ghana here? So, you know, we are just thinking, we think we are, that this earth is a globe. Even though you are a flat earther, at least we're in one place. No matter how you look at it. You know, we think that we invented democracy. We think we invented politics. We do not understand that other people are practicing this same thing. So Turaki was only calling on others who are practicing this same thing to come and help us save this, because this is what we have chosen. You know, we do not get this very clearly, and I'm very, very certain that Mr. Onanuga understands English very, very well. So for him to choose to misinterpret this and say we will never forget, you will never forget what? He better don't forget, because our democracy is under threat. You see a PDP, a party that has ruled this nation for 16 years, not being able to hold. I was giving you an example the other day. Asiwaju's election was contested at the court by P2B and Atiku. Within that period, Asiwaju was sworn in while the case was still alive in the court. Did you see P2B call himself a president? Did you see Atiku call himself a president? How do you arrive at a fashioner chairman? I'm asking people. There is only one chairman recognized by INEC at the PDP. How do you, Anyanwu can remain the national secretary? He can argue about that. How does he appoint himself unto himself a chairman? How? And you now want to take over the party secretariat? How? Convention is the highest organ of any party, and convention in most party constitution I have read can be called on at any time. Now you need not serve at your tenure. It's not a Nigerian constitution that has 4-year tenure that cannot be truncated by election. No. A special convention can be called at any time, and once it is called, whatever position you are holding, if you are not able to win in that new convention, that ceases to happen. So we should understand how will the police support people just call themselves chairman? How did they become chairman? So if you disagree with Asiwaju today, you become the president of Nigeria on your own. So you now call police now follow you to go and take over Aso Rock. I mean, we should stop this nonsense.
Well, very well understood, but you
might have your grievances, right? Nobody said you're not having your grievances. Let me tell you, the Supreme Court had said that their court should leave politics and parties alone, that they have no jurisdiction on party affairs. So when you have disagreement, you take recourse to the internal conflict resolution mechanism to resolve that. It is only when you do not even have, maybe you think you didn't get justice, that you must start thinking of the court. So you shouldn't just so because you disagree with them, you rush to court, you take over the party, you appoint chairman. No, every party, opposition party in Nigeria now have over 3-4 national chairmen. That's not how it's done. It's wrong. There's only one party chairman at a time.
Well, let's bring the conversation back to, the statements that were made in that video by the PDP chairman calling on other, people, other democracies from other parts of the world. Do you think that he put into consideration, the defense of Nigeria's sovereignty? Yes, there are challenges in the country, but is it enough for you to say? I mean, liken it to a household now. You have issues in your house as the man of the house, and you probably have 2 wives. You now go and call someone who has the reputation of having multiple wives and say, oh, come and help me, when you know that there is a chance that person is coming because he's looking at one of your wives and your daughters, and there's a chance that they would want to take that over. Did you think about the risk of losing the sovereignty of the country?
Well, you see, when you talk about the risk of the sovereignty of the country, I'm very happy that you used the analogy that you used, and I'm going to continue on that. Because in Africa, when a husband and wife or wives had issues, people are calling from both family or even outside to resolve the issue amicably so that the marriage can continue in peace. So if liken it to the situation we have on ground, how do we get into democracy? This is not the first time, advanced democracy has interfered to ensure that democracy survive in African countries, even in our own country. If you remember, when Abacha passed on and Moshood Abiola died, international body countries were involved. I mean, the Americans were involved one way or the other to ensure that peace stays in this country. And that was how Abdul Salam became a head of state for just 1 year, and elections were conducted, and that's the republic this fourth republic we're enjoying. So I don't see anything wrong, because it will be improper. You see what is a chaos. Yesterday the chaos was in PDP National Secretary. That could snowball to engulf the entire country. So there's nothing wrong if you call for external help so that you can avert crisis. In that at that level, I don't see anything wrong. It doesn't amount to, it does also amount to say that the man do not take into cognizance that our sovereignty is at stake. What the man simply said is come and help us to advance our democracy.
Would he have made the same statement if PDP was still in power, considering that this same drama, well, not as bad,
yes,
but did start from the PDP? It's not like the APC woke up out of the
I'm glad when PDP were in power. When PDP were in power, this APC was able to. They were allowed to form into APC, and they went for election, and for the first time in the history of Nigeria, an opposition party defeated a sitting government. PDP were not as impunity as what we are having today. Like he rightly mentioned, go around the country, all the political parties. Take for instance for SDP, we have 3 national chairmen. The authentic chairman, Chew Gaba, whose name is still with INEC. You have the Modibo chairman, who that said, okay, since the chairman and the secretary cannot be there, you are sacked. And then you have the one appointed by Agule. It is only the one, in fact, it is the one Agule that is the most illegal among them, that the government is aiding to remain in the party's office. And that's what they are replicating in PDP. Who is Ayamu? Because the term of Ayamu expire by December 8th. What power has he got? Because he was elected for a period to appoint a chairman unto himself. And then the police, Nigerian police, are aiding him to take over the affair of the party. So you see that the Turaki did what is right. Turaki do not want chaos. You remember yesterday, city governor Makinde and Bala Mohammed were tear gassed by the Nigerian police. No respect for constitutional authority. Where are they leading us to? When it happened, nobody will be spared. So I think Turaki is trying to avoid that kind of situation, and that's why he made the statement.
Do you agree that, or no, I'm not even going to ask that because for want of time, let me ask you another question. Does his calling out to other civilizations mean that the PDP they've lost a grip? They need help from outside?
No. If you have lost a grip, you wouldn't need help. It would be useless to you. Because you believe you have capacities to move forward, you call for help. It's like you are at the war front calling for help. It means that you believe you can win that war. That is what it is. And what happened yesterday, why I'm not an advocate of running to Western countries for anything, I'm not an advocate of that. What he did yesterday is not treason. Manuga understand what treason means.
Well, treasonable or not treasonable, I know one thing for sure that is not treasonable at all is sharing this link with your family and friends, and of course dropping a comment. Our hearts go to everyone who has lost someone in the insurgency that we do in the country. And like I always say at the end of every broadcast, we do not have a leadership problem in Nigeria. What we do suffer from is a people problem. You want to fix the leadership? Fix the people. Have a beautiful day.